Hello, I'm Jacob. This is the Prepper's Bunker Outdoors. I'm in here working hard today. Got a lot of slings to go out, but I haven't made a video for a little while because I'm dealing with back injury right now. I threw out my upper back, which is pretty weird. And I wanted to take this opportunity to do a very quick video to make a point in a way that maybe others haven't, in a way that's easy to understand, about the difference between private and government training, especially when it comes to, specifically when it comes to firearms. Before we get into that real quick, this channel is completely funded and made possible through sales at my website, beachandtactical.com, where I make rifle slings and baldric slings and a few other things. Also, I have an Amazon store, and I do have a Patreon, and my patrons absolutely support this channel. It's incredible. Those links will be in the description box below. So, we're going to talk about training, private versus military, government, or police, what have you. And I have been making some comparisons to the medical system, and I have a lot of experience with the medical system, both government and private, and with military training, government and private. So that's why I'm going to make this comparison. So I've been dealing with back problems for 10 years now with the military and through the VA. And I got an x-ray on my back last Monday. X-rays are supposed to take 1 to 2 days to get shipped out and to be looked at by my primary care provider, which is in Bowling Green, Kentucky, by the way. An absolutely terrible VA center. Worthless. So to get these x-rays, I have to drive 100 miles down to Nashville and back. And my x-rays have not been read. Not only have they not been read, but I tried calling the VA today and their phone system isn't even working. Right? We're talking about a zip ties, duct tape, and shoestring organization here that's been trying to help me for the past 10 years unsuccessfully. So I went down to Bluegrass Chiro here in Bowling Green, also privately owned chiropractor place, and there you get, I paid out of pocket. There you get an X-ray. Dr. Noel looks at the X-ray and tells you what's wrong instantly. Okay. Then I've had experience with a lot of different chiropractors. Noel is by far the best one I've ever been to. Then she starts adjusting you and stretching the muscles that you need to have stretched. My back being thrown out has gotten worse every day for a month and a half. I haven't worked out for a month. And this is the 4th day where I've gotten better since that trip. I have spent way more money on gas trying to get the VA, driving hundreds and hundreds of miles, getting the VA to look at my crap with no improvement, way more money than I spent in one trip to a privately owned health center, chiropractic organization. And in one day I'm seeing relief. I've got another scheduled appointment coming up. It's very much like training. Now, I will say that there have been a few times in my experience with the VA that a person was individually motivated to do their job above and beyond what they were paid for. They were personally and internally motivated. That kind of person is incredibly hard to find, and they can make all of the difference, and the same is true in the military. There was a point where I went to the 101st, and I was telling I liked all these guys in a different platoon. It was 1st platoon at the time. I was telling them about some of the things that I was dealing with, and they didn't even know what I was talking about. They loved their time in the military, they're squared away, and they couldn't even fathom what I was going through, right? And I finally got into 1st platoon, and the platoon sergeant there is now Special Forces. My best friends, best man at my wedding's now Special Forces. These dudes are squared away, and I learned more there in like 3 months than I learned in the rest of my military career combined, to include my deployment, if you don't count how much I learned about how everything's screwed up. Then I went and I got quite a bit of private training after the military when I realized that I needed it. And I found a whole new world very similar to my experiences with the medical system. It cost me money to go out there and train, and yet, in the long run, saved me money even as compared to free training in the military. I trained at Tactical Response, Defense Technologies International with John Farnham and a few others. And the reason that this is so important is when someone really wants training, there's two different people that have problems with this. When someone really wants training, 90% of people say go join the military. They've never been in the military. They have no idea about the military. Maybe they know somebody in the military, but they say that because of incorrect preconceived notions that they have based on fantasy. And a lot of people in the military support these fantasies because those fantasies support their positive self-image that they have, essentially their fantasies that they have about their self and the training that they received in the military. Important thing to note, Dunning-Kruger effect, the less you know, the more confident you are, and you don't know what you don't know until you do. So if the best training that you've ever received is in the military, you're going to think that you got good training, right? Until you receive better training. The other side of this, for that reason, is the military guys who say, I've already been in the military, I've had the best training in the world, why would I go pay for professional training? The long story short, if you believe that you don't need training, you need training the most. And like with the medical system, government and private training are incomparable. Absolutely incomparable. The amount of attention to detail that an individual gets when he pays for training is 180 degrees different than the training that you get with NCOs who have to be there, with officers who have to check safety blocks and are responsible for people's well-being, with other soldiers who don't want to be there, and nobody making sure that anybody's doing anything right. And what's even more sad is, as an infantry soldier, and if you're an infantry soldier, you might know that the training that people who are outside of an infantry MOS is even worse, like worthless, absolutely worthless. If you want good training in the military, you have to go to some type of special operations group if you want to be guaranteed good training. Even then, it's going to depend on individuals and who you're with. You're going to get far superior training, but is it better than private training? In a lot of ways, yes, because in private training you don't usually suck so much, which is important. I don't like to say that it's important, but it is. To be out without your food, without enough sleep, with terrible conditions. There's a lot of training value in that, and typically you don't get that in private training. You can find it, but not to the same degree. And you know, your special group guys, they get a lot more of that. But for people who are actually willing to listen and think and push aside preconceived notions they have about the military, I am here to tell you that probably 95% of military training is worthless. You can find value in it if you are one of those people who are personally motivated to get value from the training, to study your Ranger Handbook, to go to boards. But those people are incredibly rare, which is why those kind of leaders are incredibly rare. And that kind of a person who's a leader and is personally motivated to pass that on to subordinates is rare still. So, you know, it is what it is, guys. We have the best military in the world because of our logistical capability, not necessarily because of individual capability or capacity, because the fighting capability of the average individual soldier is not there. It's just not, and it's not even trained to be there because the whole military trains to fight as a group anyways. So if you're interested in small unit tactics, the military is absolutely worthless unless you go special forces and you seek out a very specific career path, but in doing so you will be sacrificing a lot of other aspects of your life. Anyways, this was meant to be a very quick video. It now is not a very quick video, but I'm just going to throw it up. If you watched it and you enjoyed, please let me know in the comment section below. If you watched it and you hated it and you watched more than 2 minutes, tell me why you hate it. Tell me why I'm wrong. Thumbs up or thumbs down, doesn't matter. Actually, thumbs down help me more than thumbs up do. Share the video if you know a couple of people who are a little bit confused about the matter. And thanks for watching. I will talk to you guys soon, and I hope that you have a blessed day.